But perhaps we could ask somebody who knows more about the situation at Leicester, because very, very happy to say, joining us this morning to look ahead to this FA Cup final is the former Leicester midfielder, Andy King. Andy, morning to you. How are you?
Andy. Yeah, good morning. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Very, very good and very excited. But I'm guessing you must be really excited to see your former club in action in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. I'm heading down in a minute, actually. I'm getting down there early. Going to make a day of it. Obviously, it's nice to... Well, obviously you want to be playing, but it's nice to go down as a supporter and have that experience as well. And obviously I know so many people at the club still. I'm desperate for Leicester to hopefully, break their duck in the FA Cup and finally get the win.
Andy, tell us, the secret behind Leicester, because like I just said, so many things you can compliment, from the new stadium to the manager, to the players, the recruitment team, the way they've gone about their business. It's been an extraordinary journey for Leicester fans.
Yeah, it really has. I think I've said about it before. When the Super League thing was announced, that hit me pretty hard, because I was obviously playing for Leicester when they're in League One, and I've also played for Leicester when they're in the Champions League. So I don't think you can shut off the elite competition like that, because who's to say that there's a club now in League One, for example, Sunderland or Portsmouth or one of the big clubs, who could have an owner come in and who does as good a job as King Power have, and all of a sudden in 5 or 10 years' time they're playing or playing in the Champions League or trying to get in the top 4. So you can't just close off the elite competition. I think the reason Leicester have made that jump is all because of King Power, really. They put in the infrastructure, they run the club, they sort of set the culture, so it all comes from them. Vichai, who's sadly not here anymore, but his son Top's obviously carrying that legacy forward, and the FA Cup was so important for them. I think we take it a little bit for granted in England, the FA Cup, because we've always just sort of had it and grown up with it, but them coming from Thailand, it was a massive thing, and he always really, really wanted to win that. So I know that the lads and especially the manager as well, they'll be desperate to win it, because that's always really high on what the owner wants on his sort of priority list at the start of the season.
And also, Andy, the way they won the title in 16, and now you're looking at a Leicester team that plays in a different type of style, but very entertaining, very much a side that can go and get goals against the very best. That's what we're seeing of Leicester today, and, going into a cup final. That must excite you, and what you're watching and witnessing at Leicester.
Yeah, they're an elite team now. They're regularly breaking into the top 4, top 6, whatever that's going to be. Obviously, it fell away a little bit last season, still finished 5th. It looks like it's going to be top 4 this year. They had a good European run. They'll hope to do that again next year. And obviously, if they do get in the Champions League, it then gives them the financial power to go and buy more, world-class players and try and make the top 4 challenge sustainable year on year. They've got a top manager. You've touched on that already. He's absolutely outstanding, Brendan. So certainly a club going in the right direction. And I think they'll be fighting on all fronts, for a lot of years to come. Now, it's not dissimilar. I'm not comparing it to Man City's rise at all, but Man City did it obviously in a really quick time. But I wouldn't be surprised if in sort of 10 years' time, Leicester are also right up there. It's just going to be a sort of slower process than what happened at Manchester City.
Well, of course, they're going to have lofty ambitions, aren't they? We know the owners, and you've mentioned it already, have these big ambitions. Inevitably, though, Andy, there's always this conversation, and it only sort of stems to sort of, you only talk about with certain clubs, what should be their priority? Is it the FA Cup final today? Is that, or should it be the top 4? Because obviously, as you alluded to, they dropped out of it last season. Or actually, are Leicester more than capable of doing both, qualifying for the Champions League and winning the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think they've shown they're more than capable of doing both. Obviously, the final stat looks like to me that they'll be in the top 4. I think with that win at Manchester United on Wednesday night, I think that's pretty much secured their position there. I think they probably need one more point, and everyone else has to win all of their remaining games. So I think the top 4 they can park for a little bit now. I know from a player's point of view, they'll want the FA Cup. That the lads have played in the Champions League before. That's the thing when you look back at your career when you're finished and stuff like that, that you want to have the trophy collection and the medals. That's what you remember for. And especially as Leicester haven't won it before. Like I say, Vichai wanted the FA Cup really, really badly. So I know that the lads who are in there who know him, and even the ones who've come more recently, I'm sure will be made aware of that. And he wanted that badly. So 100% the players and the manager, they would, if they had to put their neck on the line and pick one, the players for sure would pick the FA Cup. Whether some other people in the club may choose different, I'm not so sure. I think the supporters, the majority of, especially the ones who've been there a long, long time, Leicester got a lot of sort of newer supporters now from abroad and stuff like that. They might want the Champions League, just so Leicester are playing on the bigger competition. But the ones who've followed, for years on end, that they'll want the FA Cup. They know what it means.
And Leicester, Andy, must take some heart out of the way they beat Chelsea in the league at the King Power, run all over them. OK, it's a completely different Chelsea team, what we're seeing today. But it does make you think that, this game is a lot more evenly poised.
Yeah, I think it's 50, maybe a little bit in Chelsea, may go into it a little bit in as favourites, just because of the big game experience. They're always competing in finals. They're also in the Champions League final. They're probably they are a little bit more used to winning trophies. So you could probably argue that they've got the experience in cup finals. But I think if you look at the league season, Leicester are above Chelsea at the moment. So it's two pretty evenly matched teams. It will just come down to it on the day. And Chelsea probably go in favourites just because, like I say, they've been in this position more often and they're used to winning trophies. But I do think that could play into Leicester's hands. They won't be down about going in as underdogs, that's for certain.
Andy, you were saying that you're still in touch, obviously, with some of the players and some of those still involved at Leicester. Can you let us into a little bit of insight how they're feeling? Are there a bit of nerves already, knowing this is a big occasion?
I think, it's a big occasion, but everyone's just buzzing. I think for most of them, actually, it's the first time they're going to play in an FA Cup final. I'm not even sure. I think Johnny Evans maybe at Manchester United, but even him, I don't know if he's actually played in an FA Cup final before or just being involved. So it's new for everyone. But, we've all seen over the years that group sort of takes things with no fear, and we can see the way they've played that this season. And they've got a manager who's used to winning trophies. With Brendan, he was up there in Celtic and, a serial winner. And I think no matter what the level is, I think that certainly counts for a lot, knowing that you can prepare a team or have a team to get over the line. And I think that, he'll be really confident going into the game on the back of winning a lot of trophies and having that cup final and winning mentality.
So if you're looking at the Leicester side, who's going to be the match winner today?
It's the obvious answer. I think Jamie Vardy. I think it's just written for him. He's the first player to have played in every single round of the FA Cup, whether that be the first qualifying round, which starts in July in non-league, and now to be in the final. We've seen him write other records and stuff like that, and he's been on a bit of a dry spell in front of goal as well by his own standards. Obviously, he's still contributing a lot to the team, and he still gives the team, that edge. But I just think it'll be, obviously we know how football works sometimes, and I can just see him scoring the winner, ending his goal drought, taking Leicester to win the FA Cup final.
Written in the stars, as you say.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we hope so.
And how about you? How are you, Andy? Are you physically in good nick?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, so my season's finished now. Obviously, I'm back from Belgium. So I'm going to enjoy the game today. Don't have to worry about training or anything tomorrow. So, I'm good. I'm feeling good.
And what was it? What's it like in Belgium playing?
Yeah, it was different, to be honest. It was different to what I expected a little bit. So it didn't go as well as I'd hoped, to be honest with you guys. But, I had my child in Belgium and stuff like that, and the hospital was absolutely brilliant. So if I take one thing out of it, is that, the care at the birth of my child was good, and obviously that's the main thing.
Oh, well, do you know what? We really appreciate you joining us today to look ahead to this final.
Cheers,
and
Andy.
Enjoy it. As you say, you're going to be heading down there, so enjoy the day.